Okay, we've been doing some research in Sports Direct strategic management approaches. A little bit of history. Sports Direct aspire to be the leading sports lifestyle retailer internationally, delivering sustainable growth for their stockholders in the medium to long term. They were founded in 1982 by Mark Ashley, who is still the owner. They are currently the UK's leading sports retailer. They operate 420 stores in the UK, 130 further stores in the UK under Fascia, which is their lifestyle division. They have 270 stores in 19 EU countries, and they're also planning to move into EEA countries within the next 3 years. Their model has 4 elements: identity, invest, develop and promote. Identity is their brands that they own and their properties. Invest is obviously to invest in further brands and further workforce. Development, obviously development of their website, and m-commerce, which is buying and selling through mobile devices, enhancing those products and to promote their broad range of brands and the Sports Direct brand itself.
Sports Direct is a massive company within the UK, and so they own various different huge brands within the sporting market. We've got Dunlop, Slazenger, Everlast and Lonsdale. This just kind of gives you a gauge of how large they are, that one company owns brands of this size. And not only do they own these brands, but they also have the major brands in the country such as Nike, Adidas, Reebok. They're all supplied within their store as well. Strategic management involves the formulation and implementation of the major goals of the company, and it's sort of the initiatives taken by the company's top management, and it's sort of decided on behalf of the owners. And it's also based on the resources available and the assessment of the internal and external environments in which the organisation competes.
We carried out some research into the intended and emergent approach to strategic management, and we outlined the intended approach to mean a strategy that an organisation deems to be most suitable for achieving the corporate goals and is planned in detail. The benefits of an intended approach could be that it could be argued that the approach has the advantage of clarity and purpose and may potentially minimise deviation from the overall objectives of the company. Also, with more focus on a particular goal, everyone within the organisation will have a clearer and more outlined sense of direction, which could result in more success for the organisation. The constraints of the intended approach would be that it could be argued that being fixated on a single objective may cause an organisation to be less flexible and reactive to changes within the environment or industry, and this could result in less success or being less competitive or missing huge opportunities. The emergent approach to strategic management, we highlighted that it would be an unplanned strategy that's created due to unforeseen opportunities or issues. The benefits of the emergent approach would be that it includes the flexibility and responsiveness that comes with the approach, as organisations can adjust their patterns and operations in response to the outcomes of their present actions. The main constraints of the emergent approach is that potentially you might not have as much information on opportunities as you would for planned approaches, and this could lead to the firm wasting its resources.
Now, for a quick look at the market positioning of Sports Direct, if you look at the table here, you'll see that Sports Direct have a monopoly power within the market, and they own 48.5% of the market in 2015. And if you look at their closest competitor, JD Sports, with 31.3%, you understand that this market is mainly dominated by some select few brands who have a large market share. And also, if you look at JJB Sports, in 2011 they had 9.5% share, and then after that it's NA. This is due to them all folding, and this was an opportunity that Sports Direct identified and then capitalised upon, because they bought some of the strategic leftover stores as well as all the dead stock, meaning that they got themselves some new distribution outlets and a lot of stock on the cheap.
According to the Harvard Business Review, 90% of ambidextrous organisations achieve their goals. This shows that by having an organisation with ambidexterity, it has a chance of being more successful. Most businesses use 2 models, which include architectural or structural ambidexterity. Organisational ambidexterity refers to an organisation's ability to be efficient in its management by creating competitive strategies, along with innovation of today's businesses and also adaptable for coping with changing demands in the future. Sports Direct will use exploration techniques to conduct primary and secondary research to get information for new ideas to help broaden their knowledge of the market, which should benefit Sports Direct as it can gain more of a solid stance as a market leader. One of Sports Direct's main exploitation techniques is the fact they pay their employees minimum wage. Therefore, what it allows for them to do is sell their products cheaper and make a higher profit, which is a sense for good business. However, on the other hand, it can be classed as bad, as their ethics can be called into action for not treating their staff properly.
The strategic capabilities of Sports Direct are their resources, so their vehicles are their physical resources. These tend to be high standards of equipment as they're a market leader. Their financial capabilities include their financial statements. These tend to be very good as they're usually a profitable business. Their human resources include their admins, and their staff tend to be well trained despite being paid minimum wage. Their fresh or distinctive capabilities are what allows them to remain competitive in the market. This includes their multiple stores, which is obviously a good factor as they are the market leaders. Their distinctive capabilities are what gives them a competitive advantage, so their brand, where they're known for their low prices and their reliability.
Sports Direct have recently come under criticism due to using zero-hour contracts for their employees, and they're now putting workers' representative onto the board to combat any of these issues. Environmental issues, they must keep up to date with changes to the exchange rates due to operating inside of Europe, and also due to Brexit. Consumers might be less inclined to spend money on sporting goods due to the uncertainty of the stability of the economic climate currently. Social issues, such as having issues with the workers about the contracts, they still remain the UK's largest selling sports company, which means their brand is still very popular within the market. Technological issues is the equipment they sell comes in various different degrees of levels of expertise, which means the technology of their actual products varies a lot. And lastly, the technology that they use on their computers are very high quality, which is expected of such a large organisation. A SWOT analysis shows that their strengths is that they have over 470 stores, a long list of renowned subsidiaries such as Slazenger, Lily White's and USC, and also sell a lot of huge brands such as Nike, Adidas and Reebok. The weaknesses are the company operates with low margins, which creates doubts for the future profitability of the firm, and direct competition tends to be located very close to their stores. Opportunities are advancements in technology means that the products they sell will always be profitable, and as a market leader, companies may look to form partnerships or sell exclusively from Sports Direct, and also more women are becoming active. The strength of the pound has weakened, and this will probably be made worse by Brexit, and also the UK population ages, there is a threat of a decreased sporting activities.
We also conducted a Porters Fire Forces threat substitute. Obviously, it's going to be quite difficult because we've got a lot of market share, so we said that's quite low. Threat of new entry, obviously that's going to be low as well because such a large industry. There's going to be a lot of costs involved and stuff like that. Supplier power, obviously that's going to be quite medium because obviously as Sports Direct we own quite a lot of brands, but we also have to get in all the bigger brands such as Nike and Adidas. Buyer power, we said that's going to be quite low. Well, obviously we're the UK's leading sports retailer, so there's obviously not a great deal of substitute, with JD not being quite as similar. Competitive rivalry, that's obviously going to be quite low again, because obviously, you know, like I said before, got quite a high market share, and it's going to be quite easy for us to beat our competitors. To sum everything up, Sports Direct uses an intended approach. The intended approach is vital for Sports Direct to maintain this market share. Their model explains the incorporation of buying brands and increasing their portfolio through the purchase of other companies. This approach that Sports Direct incorporates involves detailed planning and careful chosen acquisitions to grow, and well-placed marketing to raise awareness of the Sports Direct brand.
After doing some research into the emergent and intended approach to management, it's clear that an organisation should have defined corporate goals and a plan to reach them. This comes under the significance of the intended approach. And then within real life scenarios, it's impossible to predict every potential threat or opportunity, which can highlight the importance of the emergent approach for an organisation. Therefore, we deem the best possible strategy for Sports Direct would be to adopt a combination of both the emergent and intended approach to management in order to have corporate goals and then a plan to reach them that's already set out, and then also have the flexibility to adapt around unforeseen opportunities and threats.